I do not know much about wine. And I'm afraid to ask. I'm always afraid to ask questions. I don't want to come off like you don't know what you're talking about or silly.
The thing is,
but
here in Idaho, they do invite you to ask, and I don't think there are these huge people coming into town. Well, maybe there are, but there's not these people judging you, at least.
Right. Yeah, it seems like a very friendly atmosphere, but no matter how many times you go out and taste it, I mean, I've been out there plenty, but it really was. I learned so much in that, and I was like, I probably should have done this before I ever came out here. So hopefully, it just gives you an idea of what to expect. Have some fun out there, and like we said, over the next few months, we'll kind of be going through and showing you a lot more of what's going on out there at different spots, and kind of make it for a fun little segment.
Should be nice. Yeah.
And don't worry, we're not drinking the wine, I promise. I'm not drinking on the job.
Yeah, we'll let them do that.
Smelling though, we went through
We went and smelled on the job, that's for sure. Yeah, my nose had that aroma in it for a while. All right, well, turning over to the forecast, we're heating things up again today. This one will probably be the hottest day of the 7 days. So a little warmer than yesterday, if you can believe it. We'll push at or above 100 degrees across most of the Treasure Valley again this afternoon, and same story for tomorrow. So high pressure in control off to the southeast of us. Same story as what we dealt with last week. This large area of high pressure is spinning everything you see here in a clockwise direction. So all the air is coming straight out of the desert southwest and getting spun up around into the Pacific Northwest, the Intermountain West, and basically our backyard. The other thing you're noticing a little bit more of today, and especially as we head into tomorrow, there's colorful blobs here on the water vapor imagery, just signifying some moisture down there in the southwest. It's what we call monsoonal moisture at this time of the year. And because it too is being spun up in our direction, it's going to produce a little bit of instability that could trigger some thunderstorm activity in our forecast area today and tomorrow as well. So let's talk about that thunderstorm risk for a second. Severe weather outlook not looking bad. Anything we see should just be general thunderstorms. That goes for today and tomorrow too. We might see one little edge of the state that could get in on some of that more severe action, but even so, just a marginal risk for severe weather here in the state of Idaho. So nothing crazy, but we know it just takes one lightning strike to start a fire. So we're going to be talking about this a little bit. As far as the main threats we are going to be seeing, not looking like a lot of hail out of this, but gusty winds and lightning and dry lightning could be a concern for us here in the areas in southwestern Idaho especially. Wind gusts could be up to 50 miles an hour, and we're also not going to see much rain with these storms. These storms not packing much precipitation, if at all, so dry lightning becomes a possibility. And because of that, the gusty winds and the dry, hot conditions we've seen, the low humidity levels, all of that plays into these, all those ingredients are there to play into what we would consider critical fire weather. So we have a fire weather watch in effect for us beginning this evening, lasting through Saturday night. Scattered storms are possible, especially as we get into Saturday, more so over the high terrain, but some here in southwestern Idaho, and we could see wind gusts to 50 miles an hour with some of those storms. So let's time things out on the futurecast. Maybe a little bit of activity over the south central mountains this morning, more increased coverage possibly over the higher terrain this afternoon and into the evening. Even so, I think this model may be a little bit on the strong side as far as storm coverage. We should stay dry here in southwestern Idaho. If we do see a stray storm out there today, don't be totally surprised, but I think our best window here in the lower valleys is going to be tomorrow as we head into the afternoon and evening. So let's fast forward you there. This takes us to about 7:30 at night. Again, it's going to be impossible to pinpoint exactly when and where these storms will hit, but just know they're going to increase in coverage across the area tomorrow. Could be isolated to spotty here in the lower valleys by tomorrow afternoon and evening, and we'll just be watching to see most of that though in the mountains. So high temperatures today also going to be on the toasty side. 102, 103 in the Boise area, 104 in Mountain Home, so sizzling down there. Extremely hot weather, and then we'll be even warm in the mountains, upper 80s to low 90s. McCall at 92 this afternoon. Temperatures this evening back in the 70s. We'll be at 70, about 71 here for the overnight low here in Boise, upper 60s out in Caldwell. If you're headed up to the mountains to do some camping or just headed to the pool at any point tomorrow here in the lower valleys, if you're headed out to the lake, whatever you're doing, if you are on the water, just know if you see those thunderstorms rolling in, if those clouds start looking a little bit menacing, be prepared to get off the water. Maybe bring that rain shell for the camper tonight and tomorrow night too. So 91 with the potential for some scattered storms in the mountains. Saturday, less of a chance. By Sunday, we'll have drier air moving in and replacing this monsoonal moisture. So that means we get less of a risk of thunderstorms next week, more comfortable temperatures, somehow mid-90s suddenly look okay early next week. But we do have 2 more days of triple digits to go and maybe just a slight risk for a couple thunderstorms in there tomorrow.